Can money buy everything? Maybe most of the time, but in the early hours of April 15th, 1912, when the Titanic sank into the freezing waters of the North Atlantic, even the richest men in the world couldn't buy survival. Millions of dollars, prestigious titles, political influence, none of it mattered that night. Because when it came down to it, only one thing could save you: a seat in a lifeboat, and most of them didn't get one. We think we know the Titanic story: a giant ship, an iceberg, a tragic ending. But there's another side that's often overlooked: the financial one. The people who died weren't just passengers. They were bankers, industrialists, owners of railroads, mines, steel empires. They moved the world with their money until the ocean swallowed them and everything changed. John Jacob Astor IV. When fortune means nothing, he was one of the richest men alive. His fortune came from hotels, real estate, and old family money. $87 million in 1912, which is billions today. He had just married a much younger woman, Madeline, and they were on their honeymoon trip home aboard the Titanic. When the ship struck the iceberg, he made sure his wife got on a lifeboat. He asked to join her because she was pregnant. The crew said no. In that moment, all his power, all his money meant nothing. He was last seen calmly smoking a cigarette on deck. His unborn son became one of the richest babies in history, but no amount of inheritance could replace a father. Benjamin Guggenheim, dressed for death. He came from a family that made its fortune in mining. He loved luxury, and he was traveling with his mistress. At first, he didn't take the sinking seriously, but when he realized the truth, he went to his room, changed into evening wear, and told a steward, "We've dressed in our best and are prepared to go down like gentlemen." His mistress survived. He didn't. After his death, the family took tighter control of the wealth. His reckless spending came to an end. Ironically, his death may have preserved the fortune. Isidore and Ida Strauss. A love story in the face of death. He was the co-owner of Macy's department store, a former congressman, and a respected public figure. When he and his wife Ida were offered places on a lifeboat, she refused. "We've lived together for many years. Where you go, I go." They stayed behind. They died together. This wasn't just the loss of a wealthy man. It was the kind of loyalty that no money can buy. The Widener family. Tragedy turned legacy. George Widener was a powerful industrialist. His son Harry was a young Harvard graduate with a passion for rare books. Both died when the Titanic sank. But their loss led to something lasting. Eleanor Widener, the grieving wife and mother, donated millions to Harvard to build the Widener Library. From financial tragedy came cultural legacy. Can money really save you? Titanic gave a very clear answer. Money can give you a better chance, but it can't guarantee anything. Yes, first-class passengers had higher survival rates. They were closer to the lifeboats. The crew helped them more. But still, the richest man on the ship, John Jacob Astor, drowned. So did the poorest immigrants. Money improves your odds, but it can't change the rules of reality. A mirror for today, Titanic didn't just sink in 1912. Its lessons still echo. In 2008, people said housing prices could never crash. In 2021, some believe Bitcoin could never fall. Economists before the Great Depression said the good times would never end. Each time we thought the system was too strong to fail. Each time we were wrong. The iceberg always comes. Today's billionaires build bunkers, buy private islands, and dream of escaping to Mars. But Titanic whispers to us, even if you're rich, if the system you depend on collapses, you go down too. Who gets the lifeboat? On Titanic, third-class passengers were trapped behind locked gates, funneled down narrow stairs. Their survival chances were slim. Poverty was a death sentence. It's the same in today's world. Pandemics, inflation, climate disasters, wars. The poor always suffer first. Money doesn't stop disaster, but it decides who gets hit hardest and who gets hit last. So what does Titanic teach us? Don't let wealth blind you to risk. No system is too big to fail. Fortunes are fragile. One night, one moment, and everything can change. In a crisis, survival doesn't depend on how rich you are. It depends on how prepared you are. That's why financial education matters. Not just to get rich, but to protect yourself when things go wrong. Titanic showed us, money is a tool, not a shield, and how you use it matters more than how much of it you have. Final thought, history doesn't repeat, but it echoes. And the Titanic echoes every time someone says, this system is unsinkable. It echoes every time wealth piles up in the hands of the few. It echoes every time people ignore the warning signs. And unless we learn, it will.